RBD Defense.
The Eurofighter Typhoon is Europe's premier fighter jet, arguably the best 4.5th generation fighter jet in the whole world, and a jet that was directly offered to Bangladesh by Italy in 2020. 5 years and a revolution later, the Eurofighter Typhoon has been officially evaluated by the Air Chief Marshal himself, and Italy's Prime Minister, Lady Giorgia Meloni, is set to visit Bangladesh soon. So what are the chances that what could have happened 5 years ago happens now? Let's start from the beginning with a familiar phrase, MRCA program. The MRCA program was actually created with Russian Multirole fighter jets in mind, specifically the MiG-35, but that is a topic for a different video. But that deal did not go anywhere, as we all know. After wasting a few years with Russia, Bangladesh Air Force decided to strictly evaluate Western origin double-engine multirole fighter jets. After this announcement, Great Britain was the first to offer Bangladesh the Eurofighter Typhoon, followed by an official letter from Italy inviting Bangladesh to join the Eurofighter Typhoon program. After this invitation, Bangladesh Air Force had requested the then Awami League government to allocate 2.6 billion euros for 16 Western origin multirole fighter jets. If you couldn't already guess, they had requested this money for the Eurofighter Typhoon. But instead of allocating the money, the Awami League government used the MRCA program as a lure to get favors from France, who had offered their Dassault Rafale a few months after the letter from Italy was sent to Bangladesh inviting Bangladesh to the Eurofighter Typhoon program. Sheikh Hasina was using the potential of the multi-billion-dollar Euro MRCA deal as a lure to get these European countries to engage with her in a friendly manner. This circus would go on for another 4 years after Bangladesh Air Force had requested the 2.6 billion euro. The July Revolution of 2024 had ended fascist rule in Bangladesh and lifted Sheikh Hasina's claws off the Bangladesh Air Force. Now it was time for a new start. This year, Bangladesh's Air Chief Marshal himself went to Italy and evaluated the Eurofighter Typhoon with a Bangladeshi pilot even flying it. This is notable because this is the first time the Air Chief Marshal himself has evaluated a fighter jet. This is glaring evidence that the Bangladesh Air Force has a very high level of preference for the Eurofighter Typhoon. So what now? Italy's Prime Minister's visit is coming up. What do I think will happen? Well, I personally think that the interim government will not sign any deals for a MRCA fighter jet. But this doesn't mean that they will reject it either. Let me explain. At this point, we all know that the interim government and China are in the process of writing up a deal for 12 J-10C single-engine fighter jets to replace our F-7MB squadron, which is also 12 fighter jets. This deal was initiated by the Chief Advisor Dr. Mohamed Yunus himself during his visit to China early this year. I think the interim government is only focused on completing this deal. Buying 12 single-engine fighter jets from China is a much more simple process than buying 16 double-engine fighter jets from the West. And those are the two main requirements for the MRCA program. The fighter jets must be Western origin and they must be double-engine. Some people confuse the J-10C for being the MRCA program's jet. That is not the case. The J-10C is the exact opposite of what the MRCA program specifies. The J-10C's deal is completely brand new and it is something that was initiated by the interim government, while the MRCA program has been clunking along since the Awami League era. Anyway, back to the main point. So if the Italian Prime Minister offers the Eurofighter Typhoon, I think the interim government will keep the offer in a pending stage and leave it for the next government. Meaning they will not reject it, they will keep the offer and pass it on to the next government and they will decide whether they want to go ahead with it or reject it. So whether Bangladesh buys the Eurofighter Typhoon or not fully depends on whether if the next government and the Bangladesh Air Force's leadership see eye to eye on this matter. Now it's time for my personal opinion. What do I think about Bangladesh potentially inducting the Eurofighter Typhoon? My position is that I don't feel one way or the other about it, meaning I am not against it, nor am I advocating for it. My opinion is that we should go all in on the J-10C, have as many squadrons of the J-10C as realistically possible. Then after we have a substantial amount of J-10C squadrons, let's say 6 to 8, then we should look towards stealth fighter jets. I personally don't think that a double-engine fighter jet is like absolutely necessary for Bangladesh. This is the complete opposite of the Air Force, or at least the Air Force's leadership, but it is my opinion. Let me know you guys' opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you want to support my work, like the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, leave a comment. I will see you in the next video.